bro. That's on dog, bro. Looks like the stream was. I don't care about.
The Comma in Sports Network.
Period. Boston kept missing them at the end of each and every single period.
It's because of coaching. Look who was out there at the end of all these periods. Like it's the NBA Finals. It's not the regular season anymore. There should never be a unit that's on the court that consists of only 2 starters. It just shouldn't happen.
NBA Nation, how you doing? Come on in. We are in the building, baby. We had some technical difficulties earlier. Pretty much somebody on the panel, I ain't gonna say no name, thought the damn show had started, but it didn't. He got a red shirt on, you know. Sometimes you gotta take one for the team. But anyway, look at here. We got the special guest in the house. This man, he on cloud 9 right now. Because I don't know if y'all been paying attention within the less than 48 hours. The New York Knickerbockers have turned themselves into title contenders in the East, baby. Everybody in B-Town, not so fast about a repeat. They got something to say in New York City. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to the show from DieHard Knicks Podcast, the host and the dude with the coldest ass intro on social media, Mr. DieHard ERU, welcome to the show, my brother.
Yeah, happy to be here, man. You guys are dope. You guys got a lot of guys that contribute to the pod. I was looking through a lot of stuff. You guys do good stuff, man. You know,
man, we appreciate it, man. We building, bro. We family over here, baby. We don't just be saying that. But listen, man, let's get to it. I guess we gonna do it again. Zach Edey surprise ninth pick to the Memphis Grizzlies. Again, I think Zach Edey is not a stiff like some people think. I think, listen, let's say he is a sort of a liability on defense. He's still 7'4", almost 300 pounds. You got to deal with him on the offensive end, and he's skilled. So I think that was a nice pick by them. So far in the draft, everything. I'm gonna start with you, Eru. So far, looking at this draft, is there anything that has surprised you?
Well, everything is pretty uniform, but I mean that Zach Edey that was pretty surprising because just the way people talk about him, they looking at perimeter defense. That's what it is. You know, everybody wants to be able to guard multiple positions in this NBA. But I mean, you know, there's a lot of big men popping up nowadays, man. So I think Zach Edey, he might have a place in the NBA. I mean, 28 points per game in college, that's no slouch there.
Can't sneeze on that.
Yeah. No. Two-time player of the year.
I mean, I agree. As far as being ninth, that was kind of high. They had him around the 17th area, 14, 15, 16, some of that slot. But still, you can never have enough big men in today's NBA. Right. We've seen plenty of guys. There are still big men in this league who can contribute at somewhat of a level. I feel like as far as his weakness on the defensive end, I mean, we've seen the defensive player of the year is Rudy Gobert. He's 7 foot, slim, whatever. Now, he to your opinion, right? But I mean, he has a place in the NBA. I think he's going to do fine in limited minutes. He's not going to be a guy that's going to play you 25 plus minutes in today's NBA. But somewhere in that role, he give you a solid 15 minutes to contribute on the second unit. Yeah, I mean that sounds like a good deal to me.
I'm gonna respectfully disagree. I think it is a 25-minute a night. And I'm gonna tell you why. Everybody's going this new NBA. If you got a man who has a post, think about it, right? Who has a post game other than the Joker? Who has a post game and Embiid? If you're skilled, I think Zach Edey's skilled, bro. He's not, and you said Rudy Gobert. Zach Edey right now coming to the NBA is a better offensive player than Rudy Gobert has ever been or ever will be.
I never said he wasn't.
I'm just saying.
Pure defense,
You know how when we talk about it, Rudy, you know how I get about it. 7 foot of waist. Now, how the hell he won defensive player of the year all these times? How the hell?
Because he's good on defense in the regular season.
Yeah,
he gets exposed. He gets exposed in the playoffs but you're going to get the best teams, and the spotlight's all on you. So but for an 82-game season, yes, he is a really good defender. He blocks a lot of shots.
ERU, explain to me how you in the league all these years, bro. Even if defense is your calling card, how the hell you 7 foot 1, 2, and you ain't got a hook shot, you ain't got a drop step, you ain't got a 12-footer. If it ain't live, and most of the time you can't even catch the damn lives that they throw to you.
That sounds like Mitchell Robinson to me. I've been dealing with that guy his whole career. The guy can't catch. You can't make a hook shot. He can't even make a basic layup. If it's not throwing up there and he's not reaching for it, Mitchell Robinson can't score either. So I know exactly what that's about.
Yeah, my thing is, but no one's asking him to do all that. I mean, he hasn't done it all his life. No one's saying, hey, go out there and give us 15 to 20 points per game on a consistent basis. No, he's not doing that. So, yeah, you run your offense knowing that he can't do those kind of things.
Yeah, he sucks. Man. I can't stand Mitchell.
But as far as Edie goes, like I don't – that's fine. But as a head coach, if you want this man to play 25-plus minutes, you better have patience when it comes on to that defensive side, because Edie is not going to be used to guarding other fives that space out and shoot threes all day, because now what you got going on, Gobert has the lateral foot movement, to say the least, to at least keep up. Can Eddie transfer that from the college game where it's kind of stiff, right, to where there's a lot of ball movement and they take the time for their best shot? In the NBA, it's a lot of one-on-one. I'm going to take out the dribble, and I'm going to find the open guy, which is probably Edie's man, because he's got to come out there and maybe help out. So that's going to be the transition for the coach, right? Can I – because we can dominate on the defensive end. It's almost like, what if prime Shaq came in today's NBA? That's fine. He would dominate on the offensive end. But as far as on the defense, can you tolerate getting cooked? Now, Edie's game, although it is really good at 20 points per game in college – but we've seen a lot of guys that kind of have that kind of consistent scoring, not as well as Edie does for today's basketball, where there's a lot of perimeter play now in college and in the NBA. Can it translate, and can you make those dominant plays on offense on a consistent basis? Because my thing is, if you can score as much as you cannot defend, then a coach can tolerate that. But if you're bricking 2 or 3 times in a row and your man is beating you 2 or 3 times in a row, can that coach tolerate that and and make sure at the end of the day it evens out? But if it doesn't even out, then you're not looking at a 25-minute kind of night for this guy. 15 minutes trying to establish some kind of an offensive rhythm for your team. Maybe he's going to have a lot of mismatches, but you're not playing against college guys anymore. This is all NBA professionals who can jump just as high, as you are tall, right? And he'll have a good spot in this league. 25 minutes, I'm not going to say shocked, but I will be kind of like, whoa, he's doing some good things if he's doing 25-plus minutes a game.
If Dalton Knecht gets not selected by the Thunder here, are we watching a major slide right now?
Who's that?
Dalton Knecht from Tennessee.
I'm going to say yeah, because honestly, I think this kid was supposed to be in the top 10, and he's got the gift of scoring like crazy. He's got the build too.
Yes.
That's my thing. He's a thick body, 6'8", can shoot over anybody pretty much, and there's not a shot he doesn't like. The kid has the moxie.
Could it be his age though? He's like 23. I think they're looking at his age probably.
Which is sad because you're right. That could be it, and which is sad, but. Yeah, a lot of folks will take a 19-year-old kid and develop them for 2 years and get Dalton Kincaid, who's ready right now, NBA ready.
He was 23 years old though, and they act like that. So that shit blows my mind. I don't understand that.
It's NBA, it's NBA, man.
Like you, so you will pass up on a talent like this. Now I guarantee you, at least half of the players selected in front of this kid will not be better than him. Some teams that passed on him, they go regret not selecting this kid. I like that kid's game, man. That kid is nice. And he can go off the dribble. You know what I'm saying? He to me, he doesn't seem as a player that has to have the ball. He doesn't have to be ball dominant. So that's what I'm looking at. But man, Go ahead.
It tells you about the game of today's NBA. Look at what I want to say. 10 of the first 11 picks, man. Like I always say this: if anyone's ever seen the movie's Incredible, the cartoon, right? The supervillain, he said one thing which always sticks with me. He says his plan was to make everyone a superhero, right? But he says when everyone's super, no one is. What does that mean? That means in today's NBA, it feels like everyone plays the same, no matter what position you're in. That's why talent is so. So you look at this draft, right? Mm-hmm. No one is like. There's no LeBron James in this draft. There is no John Morant in this draft. There's no one like that. They're all kind of the same player. They all can kind of do the same thing. So that's the draft is kind of like a dull draft because there's no big names. A lot of these guys are overseas. It tells you the game is changing, but it's all like the game is like everyone plays the same. The superstars you have in today's NBA are what? Have one thing in common. They're all strong.
Yeah.
Strong. They're big body guys. You know, the Giannis's, even Jokic, you go to Embiid, LeBron. I mean, they're all Kawhi Leonard when he was that guy, right? They're all upper strength, strong. That's the difference between a star and a superstar. And it feels like everyone, besides Edie, he's the only different one right now because of his, his style of play. But they all play the same. It's all penetrating addition. And all these guys have some of that in this draft. There is no Jason Kidd in this draft, someone that's a Ricky Rubio per se, right? Top 4 picking it. There's none of them. They're all like point guards, shooting guards, small forwards, power forwards who all can kind of do the same thing and dribble, drive, and shoot open shots pretty much. That's today's NBA for you.
Yeah.
No one special except for strength.
Right.
Yeah. Everything is going to come down to fit too, because I mean, this kid, I can't pronounce his name. Neat shot. That's how you say it.
Connect.
Yeah, Connect. Yeah, it's going to go into his favor because the lower he gets, he's going to start getting to these playoff teams like the stuff like that. So he'll probably get more minutes once he gets down there. So that might be beneficial to him. But I want to mention this kid. What's my man's name? Zach Edey again. What do you think Memphis is thinking by drafting him so high? Because they got John Morant there. So what do you think they're thinking? Pick and roll action with him?
Actually, I think they're looking in San Antonio too. That has something to do with it. You get a big body. You know what San Antonio got. You got a 7'4" freak out there.
Oh, no. They're not thinking that. That's totally different. They're not thinking
that. No, I'm talking, but it could not think about it.
With be honest, it's just a different breed, bro. Like he's on LeBron James status of rookie.
Oh.
It was just different. Wembanyama.
Yeah, he good. He good.
But he was a once in a generation type of athlete. Like that's not Zach Edey at all. No. I'm not saying Zach Edey is that. I'm saying as far as someone to protect the rim, someone height wise, and then you gotta look at offensively. You got to have somebody who's able to go back at him, and Edey can do that. Edey can go back at him. At who?
Man, Edey. He's too light in the ass.
He can't stop him. Wembanyama is going to blow past him.
And Wembanyama can't stop him on the other.
Yeah, see, Wembanyama was second in the defensive player of the year rankings this year.
He is not
as a rookie.
Yeah, he probably should have won it.
That's because we got centers shooting down threes all goddamn day. If you get a goddamn post player who can go to work in the post, they gonna eat his ass up. I'm telling you.
Well, he better keep up with the scoring because the minute he goes cold, it's back to the bench film.
I'm telling you now, Edey go average a double his rookie season.
He might if they do heavy pick and rolls with John Morant and Edey. Like, who do you guard there?
I gotta see it to believe it. I gotta see it to believe it.
Like and all the San Antonio Spurs fans, I like Wemby, but I'm telling the truth. He light in the ass, and he ain't have to play no goddamn center. What did he do against the Joker when he had to deal with somebody with footwork in post game?
He had great games against, but his game isn't based on the post. Per se,
I understand that. That's what I'm saying.
But
you heard that thing? Opposite attracts. Opposite attracts here.
He had 2 good games against Jokic this year, points wise. Not so. I'm like, I don't know.
We know he can scope.
Yeah,
we know he can come from
I'll tell you
he can come from the opposite side to protect the rim.
He did score 70 the game that they played against the Spurs. He did
who scored 70?
Yeah, Joel Embiid, not Zach.
Thank you.
Two different.
So the one true post player he did and killed his ass for 70. That's what I'm talking about.
Look at the highlights. It wasn't a lot of 19-foot jumpers he was doing. So he was killing them in the jumpers. But still, I get it though. Tit for tat. Right. As the head coach, how much can you tolerate? Or how much, that's the thing. Because there could be a lot of weird situations that he's not used to. Check out the college game. It's all impact. It's all, glued up together. It's kind of which was built for him because it's all about ball movement and getting in the right position. And the coaches run college, whereas the NBA, the players run the NBA. They don't want to run. So,
whoa!
Look, I'm not rooting against Edey. I hope he does have a monster career, but right now, at this very moment, he's got a lot of work to get to that what you want him to be, what we all want him to be. Which is a really good player in today's NBA.
Yeah, I'm thirsty for post game too, man. I love the big man game. I miss it, man.
I miss it big time.
Yeah,
that's because most of the players coming in not skilled are coming from Europe, and everybody's adapting to the European game. Also, another reason is because the NBA was too physical. Years ago, it was too physical. So to get the European talent coming over here, they kind of watered down the game. Right now, it's not as physical as it was.
And that's why I disagree because the reason why you got today's NBA is because of the casual fan was tired of these 90 to 80 scores where it was a lot of ball movement and it was a lot. Remember, today's NBA now, they have changed everything to make scoring go up because the casual fan loves a 120 to 125 kind of game, right?
Right.
They were getting sick of the 90s basketball, especially when Jordan left. Because now there's no more Jordan in that 99 through. Jordan came back in the Wizards, but still somewhere in that range from 99 to about 04. The Pistons, the Pacers were real big in the 04 and 03 and that. But look at those scores. The Spurs. Look at those scores in the playoffs, man. You look at a lot of 80 to 85 games, and it was boring basketball to the casual fan. Well, there's a lot more casual fans in life than there are diehard fans like we are. So of course, the NBA is going to listen to the casual fan who wants more money. Well, guess what? Now you can start breeding athletes differently because now here's the difference. When you had a 24-second shot clock violation back in the day, right? And you missed it, you got an offensive rebound. Where did it go back to? 24 seconds.
Right, 24.
20, so another 24 seconds to run your offense. In today's NBA, what it is? 14 seconds now.
14
seconds, they want quick shots. Okay, something as simple as back in the day was a 10-second half.
Back court. Now it's 8
seconds.
Now it's 8 seconds.
The game up, more possessions, more shots. So now when you look at like the finals, right? Boston and Dallas. A lot of those games, Dallas didn't even hit 100 points, right?
Right.
In the 90s, that was a great game because you took care of the basketball and it was less shots. 90 points in today's NBA, you are missing a lot of shots because you're shooting a lot of threes in today's NBA, which is a worse percentage than it is twos and, of course, under 10 feet, right? So, yeah, so today's NBA game is all out there, but that's why the casual fan wants that. So when you get that now, these guys from France and from overseas, they can adapt easier. But it wasn't because they just weren't. It was because there was a lot of guys out there, not a lot, but there were still guys coming to the league and making a name for themselves and doing very well. But as far as
Sabonis is one of the best ever to play.
But to appease to the casual fan, that's why you got today's NBA. And then now those foreigners, because basically they adopted, like you said, DieHard, they adopted the EuroLeague. I'm sorry, Dolph. They adopted the EuroLeague.
Still less physical.
EuroLeague is more team play, but now you have the team play with that. Right? It's more get it out, shoot, quick, in, dish out, open threes all day.
Right, man. That's a great analysis you just did. That was great. But it's still less physical.
No, you're right. You're right.
It's still that physical.
I was arguing the fact about the EuroLeague guys. Like, they changed it because the casual fan was tired of the physicality.
Right.
They were tired of seeing Akeem Olajuwon, Alonzo Mourning, Patrick Ewing, bang, 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 and get a 10-foot hook shot or whatever. They were tired of seeing that, right? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, look at those final scores with Utah and the Bulls back in 98 and 97. Now, all those games were like 70s, 80s, and some 90s. They were not hitting the hundreds at all, right? But it was more about possession, taking care of it, and getting the best shot available, right? That was the 90s day, the early 2000s, right?
Hand checking was allowed.
Yeah, hand checking was allowed, yeah. So there was a lot to go along with that, but that was like really, because like DieHard said, that was the good old days when the post-up game was really about that life. You know about Pat Ewing, man? Pat Ewing was a dog, man. He get that ball down low and, hey, work, baby, work. I'm going to work, and then I'm going to draw to double team if I'm clicking.
Face your ass up and kill you with that 17-foot jumper all day long.
Starts out there, boom. You know what I'm saying? He opens. I'm double team now.
You know what's funny about all that though? With FIBA, FIBA's a lot more physical than it ever was. Now, it's even more physical than the NBA game. So they got to find a healthy medium between the two games and kind of combine the rules and stuff, because like we got embarrassed playing with, like, we didn't have our A team. But why do we need to have our A team just to beat like a bunch of bums over there? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We got to figure that out.
You're right. And Luka just said it 2 years ago. They asked him, hey, how do you feel about today's NBA? He said it is much easier to score than it is back at home. And he was like, he said, I wasn't trying to say to be like mean. He said, because
just telling the truth.
But he's like, it's easier to score out here. It is.
Yeah.
So even in Australia, they be fighting in Australia.
Yeah. Let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think the AAU was killed is hurt the American game?
Yes.
The AAU circuit has hurt the American game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because go ahead. I'm sorry. No. That was the question I wanted to pose to you.
To say, because you got these wannabe coaches who are letting these kids run the game themselves. They have no structure. There is no structure in the AAU game. The AAU game is going, we get these kids when they're 10. They're 10, 11, 12. And all they know is we're going to run our game. There's no one sitting there saying, hey, let's run a play. No, it's all these guys now letting these kids go one-on-one, use athleticism, and shooting up just the most worst shots you ever seen in your life from a 9-year-old. Like, dude, what? I saw this a couple years ago, Kevin Durant even mentioned on Twitter that some kid had a step back, behind the back, he traveled like 3 times, then shot it and missed the shot, but it looked cool though. So everyone was like, wow, that was awesome. Kevin Durant said, trash. He caught it, hurt that kid's feelings. He probably did, but he called it trash. He said, that's horrible. But the coaches let that happen, and no one on the sideline said a word about it. If that was me coaching, hey, come here, sit your ass right here. You ain't done. That was stupid. No one is holding these kids accountable now, and it's gotten too far.
Coaches are afraid too because they want to get the talent. Because a lot of these talented players, they don't want to play for coaches. They're talking and making them do extra stuff. They just their workout is the games. They just trying to get out there and do their thing and stuff. So I don't know what they can do to change it, because I mean, cultural wise, I think things have changed too. Just the way that we talk to people. Like look at guys like Bobby Knight and stuff like that, throwing chairs and slapping kids. He used to slap kids and stuff. Imagine that now. There's no such thing as that now. So. Checks and balances. I just don't understand. I just don't know how we can get back to the old days. But the game has a way of changing itself. Like the defense adapts to the scoring now. The defense is starting to catch up. So hopefully, because now just in New York, what's going on in New York, I see like there's a lot more hungrier kids now. Out there. You don't really see them hooping in the parks like that, but they're out there. And just the type of player, it's just a little bit different than it was like 5 years ago.
Right. Now, speaking of New York, go ahead, Carlos. Then we'll get to the Knicks.
Okay. Well, a quick story right fast. I'm gonna tell you how today's game is really changing. Mind you, I'm 35 years old. Look, I can probably jump 4 feet now, and I mean, I ain't played in so long, right? I was going to my partner's house, and my son was getting a haircut. Well, he had a cousin come from Washington D.C., and he's a point guard. He's about 5'11". He's a 3-star athlete, right? 3-star athlete out of high school. He's getting some looks, right? So we just shooting hoops, just clowning around. And he's like, hey, you want to play one-on-one? Mind you, I ain't played one-on-one. I ain't played, I don't know, like 8 years. I lied. about 5 years, but I haven't played in a while, and I'm only 5'6", 5'7" to some people. I say let's play. All I got is I know I'm bigger than him. Dude is he's like this. He's a little skinny dude, but he's got the hops and he got.
Right.
I know one thing. I'm bigger than you. I can move you. I'm gonna post up on you. Oh, I post on that boy, and I want to beat the dude. And thank God I forgot his name because I would call him out right now. But I forgot his name. But I post his ass up the whole time, and he was trying to get in my head to get me out the post because guess what? He's not used to playing.
They don't know how to guard it. Yeah.
He's like, man, you can't shoot. I was like, you damn right I can't shoot. Yeah, I'm gonna keep posting.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I'm from I'm a 2000s kid, a 90s kid.
Right.
Being physical. So I'm backing him down. Boom, boom, hook shot, got him. I want to beat him. We went to like 11. We went to 12. I beat him like 12 to 9 or something like that. But I was like, hold up. If he a 3-star athlete and he that light, I see why it's so easy to score in today's National Basketball Association now because these kids are light. Bang dong.
Right. So going back to what I said earlier, thank you for just clearing that. That's what I was saying earlier. I want to thank you for that. All right. Let's get to the Knicks, man. First of all, let's start with yesterday. You guys, you hear the news, man. How did you feel when you heard? Did you have to check and see, like, man, is this for real? Is somebody punking me, or what's going on right now?
That's exactly how I think everybody felt because like we all content creators, so when stuff like that happens, you want to go online and put it out. But when I saw it, like I was going to bed at the time, so when I saw it, it was just too much to process. The 6 picks and all this, so exactly. I just went to bed. I looked a little bit, see what people were saying. People were going live and talking about it. But I mean, I just was kind of like in disbelief, almost because, you're thinking about the picks. You say, damn, they gave away all these picks. What about this? You're thinking about stuff, but then like just to add the OG to it, we ended up massively overpaying for him for somebody that's really just a defensive player, hasn't really scored much more than 15 points per game in his career like that. You know what I'm saying? But when you think about it, if there's a player that you want, it's a style of play that you have that works and you know what you need to do to get to the next level. You kind of just got to just go for it, man. So I just think the Knicks, they saw the guys. These are the guys that we want on paper without dealing with that. On paper, everything looks fantastic, man. So, you just have to just go for it. So that's where I am with it, man. I just it's like drinking like when you're sick and taking a scoop of Buckley's or something like that. It's disgusting, but it's going to make you feel good. And I think that's where the Knicks are right now.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Carlos.
They're in win now mode, and that's what that was. All those picks away, we don't care. We're trying to win now because you can tell this year, even with all the injuries, it was a special year, and there was real, true belief, not just from Knicks fans, but from fans like myself that boy, if they get together right now, they got a shot, to at least get to the Eastern Conference Finals or even the NBA Finals. You felt like there was a legit shot with this team. Now, obviously, injuries play a lot. For a lot of these teams, including the New York Knicks, but them getting, Bridges was huge, in my opinion, because he's a jack of all trades. Pretty much whatever you want from him, he could do. He could do what you want. 3-point shooting, I got you. What you want, defense, I got you. What you want, scoring, I got you. Because we saw him develop that after the trade where he went to the Nets. Like he became that dude for that team. So he's got that in his mentality now. Being with the Suns, he was held back because of Chris Paul and Devin Booker, and he couldn't showcase that. Went to the Nets, and he's like, well, I got this vibe now. I have no one controlling me because there is no Chris Paul in Brooklyn. There is no Devin Booker. So let me go out there and jack up my shots because I know I'm a great offensive player. Let me show it. And he showed it in the best way. So this is a huge pick because he can do it all. So when there's nights where Brunson is kind of sliding off, when there's nights, Julius Randle may rest in peace, whatever injury he's got going on. But when he's slacking off, you still have Mikal Bridges who can do damage. So I love it.
Yeah, me too, definitely, man. Man, just talking about that. I'm just thinking about like I like to talk about tradition. Most teams, like when they win, they kind of just win. They win the way they used to win. Like say like the Celtics, they kind of took on the aura of the past. They started playing a lot like the Bird years and the McHale's, You know what I'm saying? The spread, they have good players, but it's spread across. But I mean, I'm just thinking about errors and stuff like this. So I'm looking at this squad. It reminds me a lot of looking at old footage of like Walt Clyde Frazier and those guys, the way they played defense and got up the court and stuff. So I could see the Knicks doing that. I could see the Knicks playing defense. Everybody just being unselfish. The Nova. That's being talked up a lot. But the Nova core, those guys, they're just good players, bro. So I mean, that it's infection throughout the whole roster. So I just think everybody's ready. Even Julius calmed down last year. Julius was always in the mix of every argument out there, but this year he was very quiet. He walked away from a lot of stuff. So I just to be a Knicks fan, we in an amazing time right now, man. I'm just so happy that I'm still kind of young, enough to really enjoy it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel blessed in that way.
What do you think, ERU? What do you think, Mikal Bridges? Was there any? What I'm trying to ask, was there any deficiency from this past Knicks team from last year that he can overtake?
Oh, absolutely. Well, just looking at who you got traded for, Bogdanovich, they basically are going to bring you the same thing as far as the shooting, like you mentioned, but he could do so much more things. So every time Bogey got caught in a position where he needed to drive or create something, he always would lose the ball or something bad would happen. Or sometimes he will make a good play, like, oh snap. But then like outside of that, he was just kind of like useless if he wasn't making that shot, especially defensively too. But all these shortcomings I'm talking about, this guy Mikal Bridges takes care of all of those things. And on top of that, he's an iron horse, man. That guy don't never get, he's always available. That's what Mikal Bridges is,
Yes.
Yeah, so
that is fact. I mean, Josh Hart, when you say embodying Knicks culture, that's Josh Hart all day, right? Yeah. And people love the crap out of it, including myself. He's another warrior as well. Yeah. That plays a lot of minutes all the time. Tom Thibodeau likes to stick it to the starters, boy. He always does that. But still, like Josh Hart embodied that. Mikal Bridges is the same style. A guy that can play if need be in the playoffs all 48 minutes and give it your all. Yeah, he's one of those guys. So I think he's perfect for New York.
Yeah, what's funny with that is that Josh Hart is probably going to come off the bench now. A guy that could play 48 minutes now going to be chilling on the bench, waiting for these guys to call him in the game.
I mean, and which is true, and he will come up there and he will turn it up like no other.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're correct on that, man. I like Josh Hart. I like what they did overall. If now, honestly, and I hate to say it, but it's all going to depend on Julius Randle and his health and what he does when he comes back, because you got your Nova group right there, and if you can get that big body in Randle to come in there and take care of business, I think New York, boy, I mean, come on, that's a nice squad right there.
Yeah. It's great for the league too, because I'm looking at a team like Houston. I was just on a podcast before I came on with you guys, looking at Houston. Houston's talking about trading for Durant. So who are they going to trade for? They're talking about trading Sungun and all these guys. So I mean, what are they doing? Because I mean, not just for the Houston fans or whoever likes Houston Rockets, it's just the NBA fans. Like, what are you doing? You're wasting everybody's time with that BS. You know what I'm saying? Like, get back to basketball. All you're looking to do is to fill the casual fancies, like you said. The guys that don't really care about the game. You're just looking to get people in the seats. You don't care about like building a team from the ground up or building the team through identity. Because they had Hakeem Olajuwon, so then now they got Sun Gun. So now they have the framework to kind of build, the way they traditionally build, but now they're going to blow it all up just for the sake of getting Kevin Durant. That's
for a year. Yeah, a year or two until you get upset.
But then you trade in Durant and all that chemistry goes away. I mean, Durant has blown up 5 straight teams. He's been on like 30 teams now in the last 5 years. I mean, talk about the Nets and you talk about the Suns and whatever team was in there in that mix before that too. Like, it hasn't been good. Like, chemistry means something. Growing up together means something.
Right.
As the Rockets go, that means something. Like, so Sungun he's balling. Keep that.
Yeah. He can ball, man. And speaking of chemistry, like you were saying, the Villanova folk, I mean, chemistry. And right now, I think Villanova's taking over as that blue blood program. It's taking over for the North Carolinas, the Dukes and Kentucky's, man. Because one thing now, if you get a player from Villanova, one thing, you're getting a skilled player, you get a player that gonna leave it all on the court. You know what I'm saying? And you're getting a highly skilled player.
Yeah. Now, those that Villanova squad, though, they had the luxury of not being highly recruited. Those all played multiple years in college.
Right.
You're not getting your one and done because of pure athleticism. Right.
Exactly.
No, those guys, Brunson, ego, a chip on the shoulder. Same thing with DiVincenzo, chip on the shoulder. A white guy that's got NBA skills, right? And so, a chip on your shoulder. And Josh Hart, same thing. He came in the league and he still got a chip on his shoulder. And of course, Mikal Bridges. These guys were highly sought off, recruits. So they came to Villanova squad and they had the perfect coach in Jay Wright. And that's why they played multiple years and won they won 2 championships, right? After that,
right.
So yeah. So now they get they're professionals from the start as far as a one and done guy, because a lot of these guys now they're all one and done, and which has watered down the league in my opinion. I would like these guys at least 2 years in college to kind of get that feel. But now, of course, the NBA has opened up the G League and say, hey, you can come over here now. So I like that as well to get those guys in more of an NBA mode. But that one and done deal is kind of it's shaky for me because these guys get 1 year. They don't go to school. They can care less about passing or not because they know hey, I'm here 1 year. I'm out. You got guys like Bronny James, all those LeBron is his dad. So he knew, but he did 1 year. Dude, of all people in the world, besides LeBron being your dad, you needed another year or 2. So
maybe 3.
See, and matter of fact, the Lakers pick after the Sixers pick, so that'll be very interesting to see where the Lakers go with 17. Does Dalton Kincaid come in?
I'm saying he's still on the board.
He's someone that's really right now. And I'm with you. I don't know what the hell's going on, why he's being passed up. But
I don't understand.
He said his age, 23 years old.
But then I'm gonna say this: if the Lakers do the foolish thing and pick Bronny James at 17, Lakers, I'm going on Twitter because Lakers Nation gonna lose their damn mind. and another thing. Why the hell is the NBA having 2 nights of the NBA draft?
I know, right? Because
with all due respect, people normally turn the shit off after the lottery picks.
Yes.
And just look at the news and sports tomorrow to see who else got picked.
And for this year, with the actual NBA prospects, no one stands out. I guarantee you, no one. You can't even pronounce the guy that went number 1 overall to the Hawks. You can't pronounce the last name because we never heard of him until 2 days ago. Most the casual fans ain't never heard of these guys at all, right? So now they're like, well, damn, I'm not even gonna tune in because I don't know none of these cats. And it's just watered down. That's today's NBA for you. Now, I hope these guys come out there and make a name for themselves and showcase their actual talent, but. It's tough.
Let me say this, man. I hope Bronny James has a successful NBA career. Well, it's hard as hell. Your father is one of the greatest ever to do it. You understand? And the kid should have stayed in school, man.
Yeah.
He should have stayed in school, man. But you're not gonna sit here and tell me that's not the reason that the NBA is doing it. That's it. Because there is no other reason for them. Because the damn show can't compete with the NFL. I've probably watched 2 baseball drafts in my life, and that shit's better than the NBA.
Baseball draft, those guys don't even play their teams for the first 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, you draft them in high school, they be on ball teams and shit. You don't see them 6, 7 years.
I ain't watched a single baseball draft in my life.
I just don't understand. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get on topic, man.
Okay, but you see how powerful LeBron is, though. We're talking about he just turned JJ Redick coach.
Coach Killer.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He turned. He went to the Lakers and said, "Hey, mind you,
gotta go."
He still has not paid. He still hasn't committed to the Lakers yet. Yeah, he will. He told them, "Hey, either you get Redick as a head coach, or I'm out. Or I'll think about leaving for real." They jumped on the JD Redick because they couldn't get Dan Hurley from Connecticut, so they went with JD Redick, LeBron's guy.
That's a shame, man.
How y'all really feel about that? And you got, and I've been telling a lot of people about this. you got a veteran who coached in the league, assistant coach, who was a 3-time champion, one of the most respected assistants around the league. Why the hell is Sam Cassell not getting consideration for a head coaching job?
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get it either. It's just like that. A lot of these guys have paid their dues. They have been in the trenches in not only regular season but playoffs. Like a lot of these assistant coaches have a lot of championship ring hardware from their contributions to the team. And these guys aren't getting picked. Now, as far as Sam Cassell, is it because he's ugly? Probably so.
I think that's what it is, man. That's a weird dude, man. You know, a weird looking guy.
Lucky though, and he is lucky though. But still, like his credentials are off the charts as an assistant head coach, and like you said, well respected. So where's his dude?
Hell, there's a player. You got 3.
It makes sense. Like a lot of, but that's not only for him, but I mean, I don't want to really play the race card because I mean, some do get their due, but still, like, come on,
I ain't gonna play the race card, but I'm gonna play the gender card. Becky Hammond should have had a fucking job before JJ Redick in the NBA, hands down.
Honestly, I really thought that she was going to be the next Spurs coach if Pop had, decided to retire. I thought she was going to take over for the Spurs. I really did. But Pop was like, "I'm back, y'all. I got, I'm rejuvenated." Okay.
How the hell? I mean, listen, we know JJ Redick. He was a good player. He wasn't great. I don't see Hall of Hell no, he ain't nothing close to Hall of Fame. Smart, good player, good veteran. You know what I'm saying? Played his role well. Okay, you coached your kid's 4th grade basketball team. You ain't coached middle school, high school, pee-wee. Hell, I coached my daughter's 5th grade team years ago. I could have took the damn job. You're gonna have to coach anyway. You got LeBron.
You got LeBron. That's LeBron.
Yeah. And then they lied talking about I didn't talk to LeBron until Thursday, 50 after I accept the job. Man, that's a damn lie, man.
You can't tell me those guys had that podcast this year, right? And you can't tell me they didn't talk before and after the podcast is over with. They had major talks. It was like, yo, LeBron took a liking to JJ Redick and respected his mind.
Yeah, he got a brilliant basketball mind.
Yeah, but there's a lot of guys that
got brilliant, to talk to,
right. And but who has also paid their way and did their due diligence and their due justice, right? So I'm pretty sure if Sam Cassell wanted to do a podcast and talk basketball like Redick and LeBron talk, it would look good too,
right?
But.
Well, we're older. We know a lot about like foot pain and like knee pain and stuff like that because we're older. But that doesn't mean I need to do surgery on somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So, let me ask you this, my brother. What's next for the Knicks? For them to fill out their roster, what's next? What do you think they need to add to this team to make it complete?
Man, that's tough. We definitely need a backup point guard. Because I think what's his name? Deuce McBride. He's really a shooting guard. He's not really like he can't facilitate. So we definitely need somebody to facilitate off the bench. I guess I really don't know. I mean, leadership wise, definitely we might need another leader in the locker room because I think between Brunson, Brunson culturally, and with the Nova guys, they bring that leadership. But maybe adding another Nova guy. You want to talk about what's his name? This one on Philadelphia.
I know you're talking about.
Kyle Lowry. I'm sorry, Kyle Lowry.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe adding him for like a veteran minimum type of thing, just to have somebody to spell. I think that's the only real.
Don't y'all do that.
Weakness. I like that option.
You like Kyle Lowry? You think Kyle Lowry still?
I'm saying what he's saying as a veteran.
As a veteran leadership, been there.
Who has the point guard skills?
Right.
Off the bench. I mean. Play 10 to 15 minutes. I mean, that's all you need him for.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't even play that. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
So let me ask you this also. Because I told to some Knicks fans and they lied, so I know you pretty much gonna keep it real because I them lied. Did you think that Jalen Brunson was going to turn into the MVP candidate he turned into since he came back to New York to be with his daddy?
Yeah, I get into arguments with people like that all the time. So now I knew he was going to be good. So listen, man, this guy Jalen Brunson's averaging 25 plus 40. There was a stretch where he had like 4 40-point games straight, and then for like even stretch that out, he had. I mean, he was scoring. I think he had scored like 30 points like a million times in a row. Like, there's no way in hell that anybody thought that Jalen Brunson was that type of guy. You know, he did it in Dallas. Yeah, he did it in Dallas, but that was like a little small flash in the pan. And just the way that he plays, to be consistent like that for throughout the course of a season, nobody thought that he was going to be like this. You know what I'm saying? So I thought he might have been able to give us between maybe like 16 points per game. You know, maybe 18 points. I was thinking that in that range. You know, maybe 5 assists. I didn't think it was going to be that good to the point where he's giving you damn near 27 points per game. That's crazy. All NBA player. Nobody thought that. You know,
franchise changer.
Yeah,
changer. That's crazy. And I'm in Dallas, bro. I'm telling you, he did have his moments when you were like, man, that Jalen Brunson a couple years in the playoff. I'm like, okay. And Dallas, I mean, they could have fought harder to keep him, but he pretty much his mind was made up. He was going to New York City. He was going with his pops. He was going to play in the Mecca of all basketball, baby. And listen. I can't blame the young man, man. I'm happy for him, man. Especially someone, who wasn't highly sought after when they came into the league, worked his ass off, man, and now look at him, man. And he's still young.
Yeah.
What do you say to the folks that said that the Knicks can't win because your superstar is a shorter player? What do you say about that? Is that really a thing, you think? That your leader, you cannot be someone that's 6 foot, whatever?
That goes back to what you were saying about the casual fan stuff, man. It comes back to that because people just look optically like, oh, he's not LeBron James. He doesn't have big muscles like LeBron. He can't, he's not 7 foot tall and a freak like this guy or that guy. You know what I'm saying? It's more like, like optics, optics wise, even Becky Hammond, when she was talking about, there hasn't been anybody that small to lead a team. But Steph Curry, Steph Curry, but then you can go down the line and say like Isaiah Thomas and those things. It does happen. Even go before that, and you can say the Seattle Supersonics for older players. See, they had Dennis Johnson and they had Gus Johnson, those guys too. So they were able to, in time, there have been teams that won with guards, even the Detroit Pistons when they had Rip Hamilton and Chauncey Billups. So I mean, there has been times where the guards have been the leaders, the leader of the team. So I mean, why not the Knicks? Why can't the Knicks have that? Why can't we have that time now where we have the little guy that's the leader, quote unquote?
Yeah, that's a good cop, man. Look at Isaiah Thomas in the microwave Vinny Johnson coming on the vents. Just heating it up. Tearing your ass up, man.
In today's NBA, where it's not as physical as it was, I mean, anyone can kind of become that superstar that can lead your team. And look, it's all about the mindset, like you said. It's all about, how bad do you want it? I think Brunson wants it bad, and he showed it. Even in the playoffs, man, he had some crazy nights out there where he literally led his team out there to victories. Breaking news, by the way, Dalton Connect is going to be a Laker.
The Lakers, yeah. You say we get it. I don't know how the hell they let that happen, but that's the best thing they did tonight.
How lucky are the Lakers throughout history that they got Kobe Bryant by trading Valerie Divac. You know what I'm saying? He became one of the greatest players ever. And now look, this guy falls to 17. Now watch him become the next big guy,
He'll be a nice pick for a LeBron style offense. That's why I was thinking like, because he's a guy that can shoot the open three, because LeBron's going to have you shooting open threes all day. The way he plays offense. So I like Dalton Connect going to the Lakers.
And he's going to be, you might as well put his name up there in the Rookie of the Year running. Because he went to the Lakers.
No,
he went to the Lakers.
I wouldn't say that because he
went to the Lakers
on the bench. He'll be a bench player.
Yeah, most definitely.
He'll get some nice minutes though. He'll get nice minutes.
Yeah,
but
look,
a lot of these guys out here, I don't know. I gotta check these guys' style of play.
Yeah,
see who really has the contention to be the the Rookie of the Year, or it's like I gotta see. But they all play the same pen.
Right. Well, look, ERU, man, we want to thank you for coming through, man, spending a little time with us, bro. I know it's been a busy couple hours for you, man. And listen, this man's been on probably his third podcast, including his own today. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard-working man. That's why he has the success he has, brother. Listen, brother, you're a family, bro. You are welcome back anytime. And listen, we definitely gonna be reaching out during the season, man. When the season starts, man. And again, man, please let those who are not familiar with your channel know where they can find you at, man.
Well, I gotta say, thank you for inviting me and stuff like that. Like I said, I looked through your channels and the different hosts and stuff. You guys doing exactly what I like. This the way that you guys talk about the game. I really like what Carlos has been doing, especially with the watch alongs and stuff. So big up yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like you gave me the invite, man. Like if you guys need somebody from New York, you need a New York perspective or whatever about the Knicks, just holler at me. I'm always available. I love the podcast.
We'll definitely do that, man. You ain't getting rid of us now. Your family. You stuck with us now, baby. You stuck with it.
Hey, but as far as me, just at this point, just Google DieHard Knicks because I've got so much content throughout the. You can just find me that way, but also through Nothing But Knicks. I don't know if you guys are familiar with those guys. I do podcast. I just came off a podcast with them. Also Morning Brew Sports. I'm affiliated with them too. So I love to podcast, man. I wish I could make some money off of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
but I love to talk Knicks. I love to talk about various other different things too, man. So if you guys holler at me, I'm definitely gonna answer the call.
We appreciate it, man. And man, I was just in the city. What last month? About a month ago. Trying to come back, man.
Are you currently in New York?
Yeah, I'm in Queens. Yeah, Queens, New York.
Yes,
Queens.
We trying to get out of New York, man. New York is crazy, man.
Holland's, baby. The greatest. You know what I'm saying? But listen, family, this has been Come On NBA. That's DieHard ERU, host of DieHard Knicks Podcast. Y'all already knew who was in the middle. He's the host of Come On NBA. And the host of Uneducated Sports Talk, the one and only Mr. Carlos. Now his co-host was not here tonight.
Oh no!
So I told the PJ see why she didn't show up. So, we're gonna have to dock PJ. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We're gonna have to dock us a babe.
She told me she wasn't gonna do it. I was like,
yeah. She's slipping up, man. And of course, I'm Dolph Jackson of the Come On In Sports Network and host of the Keeping It Real Who That Sports Podcast. Again, this has been Come On In NBA. Listen, enjoy the rest of your night, family, and we'll catch you on the next side. We out.
The Come On In Sports Network.
Boston kept missing them at the end of each and every single period.
It's because of coaching. Look who was out there at the end of all these periods. Like it's the NBA Finals. It's not the regular season anymore. There should never be a unit that's on the court that consists of only two starters. It just shouldn't happen.